Okay, everybody, I've tried to improve my lighting here a little bit, tried to improve my setup. This is going to be a work in progress. We're going to continue to try to make it better and better, but I know it's a little dark. But so far we've talked about Darren Sproles. We started the conversation with Dylan Edwards because Dylan just wrapped up one of the best careers in Kansas high school history at Derby. And of course, we're all familiar with Darren Sproles' success at Olathe North, success at K State, success as an all purpose back in the NFL. Certainly one of the very best players ever in Kansas high school history. Uh, Everybody wants to unanimously vote for Barry Sanders, and I get it. I'm a Barry Sanders fan. I was a kid when he was in his prime, in college and early NFL career, and I loved watching him. Loved watching him, but it didn't start until the fourth game of his senior year of high school at Wichita North. Now he rushed for 1,400 yards with 10.2 yards per carry. As I understand it, he played some cornerback, played a lot of kick returner before they moved him into the backfield there at Wichita North. I think there might have been a coaching transition there as well that partially accounted for that change. If you haven't watched the NFL films A Football Life, we're going to watch a little bit of it here. It has a great story, but we've got some highlights from Barry in high school, and we're going to watch just a little bit of those and talk about just how incredibly explosive of a player he was. And of course, first, I guess we're going to watch an Old Spice and a Verbo commercial. Okay, here we go. This is Wichita North, 1985, I believe. Um, Here's Barry returning a kick. Looks like of course, he was a senior in high school, but it looks like he put on a lot of muscle in college because he's kind of slight here in this footage. Now, this is not high definition, obviously, um, but you can see some of the things, the the jump cuts and the lateral quickness, and then the explosion. And I was talking to one of my friends, and they never noticed this before, but when he gets in the open field, when he runs, he stretches that left leg out longer. I always remember that from college and in the NFL. It seemed like he was kind of like he was just chugging a little bit more with that left leg. I always thought that was kind of interesting. That's what a great the way he kept his feet there. Look at those guys miss. I mean, just cuts through them. And to think how similar he and Darren Sproles and Dylan Edwards have a lot of similarities. Darren Sproles and Barry Sanders especially have very similar running styles. Man, that's a full house sweep there. They had everybody in town lead blocking for him. There's a spin move. Nice. Gosh. Holy cow. Oh, out of the backfield. Nice little wheel route. Yeah, that guy not gonna catch him. Not gonna catch him. So if you haven't ever watched uh, the NFL films A Football Life, first of all, it's amazing. If you're a Kansas high school football fan, you gotta watch this. If you're a Barry Sanders fan, I mean, this is a great retrospective of his career and a look at his relationship with his father, his experiences at Oklahoma State. And so at Oklahoma State, as a junior, he had this amazing season, but he played sparingly, played primarily kick returner leading up to that because um, Thurman Thomas was ahead of him and was an All American, went on to a great career with the Buffalo Bills. But there's some really good stuff here from Oklahoma State. And then we'll see if it slips into some stuff about the Lions. I can't remember exactly where I had it on this, but I'll probably get an ad. Yeah, I'm not. Remember, me doing these videos is like watching your dad learn how to use social media for the first time or something like that.
It was tremendously flattering because there's no guy that my dad held in higher esteem than Barry Switzer. I didn't think I was the guy to start at that point. Thurman had a great career. He was well on his way to the pros. I knew that when he left, that I would be given an opportunity.
Tomorrow night, Oklahoma State kicks off the 1988 football season. The big question in Stillwater, can kick returning wizard Barry Sanders replace All-American Thurman Thomas in the backfield?
Yes, he can replace Thurman Thomas.
Take a good look. 30, 40 years from now, that people can be asking, you ever see Barry Sanders play?
I think a college training table must have been really good for him. He just looks like he put on so much muscle at Oklahoma State. He was such a muscular dude, powerful dude. And Darren Sproles was also equally incredibly strong, as was Jake Sharp as well.
He rushed for 2,628 yards and scored 39 touchdowns.
2,628 yards, that seems okay. I mean,
I would call, I had the number to the field, on the field, because they didn't televise a lot of the games back then. So I would call, and Harvard said, he got about 300 yards, he got about 4 touchdowns.
for you kids out there, that's Thurman Thomas.
I'm the kid that remembers all the great college running backs that I studied as a kid. So for me to find myself in that position, it was unreal.
There were journalists.
And then, of course, he went on to this amazing NFL career. I mean, but it's short. He stopped it at a relatively young age, because he just said he didn't have the passion for the game anymore. But one of the all-time great rushers in NFL history, certainly one of the great running backs to come out of the Kansas high school ranks. But wouldn't have been interesting to see if he'd had even 2 full seasons starting, where his statistics might have been. But there's a look at Barry Sanders, and we'll come back and talk about some of the other guys, John Riggins and Jake Sharp, and then we may consolidate some guys into one video. But hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure and like and subscribe to the Kansas Pregame channel on YouTube. Follow us on all our social media outlets, and let us know in the comments who you think the best running back in Kansas high school history was.